I worked in England.
Where did you work at again?
I went and sold e-liquid to vape shops.
What kind of liquid?
Um, e-liquid.
What is e-liquid? That stuff? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know that stuff. I don't smoke.
Yeah. And then Manchester. What? King Solomon.
You have a King Solomon thing? Excuse me.
Oh, this is about this place I found called the Pen, and I can't even read that, so I feel like I need to be writing because it was a little like hipster cuteness like place in Birmingham, Bromley territory. All right, I'm from Birmingham. I have something in my mouth at all times. This is drunk writing. Okay. See, I've never been able to go back and decipher my intent when I have genius moments of inspiration and write them down drunk. I think I really need more practice writing. These notebooks I brought with me should be filled. Day 1.5, no nicotine. I find I still want to vape even though there is no nicotine. I use some CBD as well. This is my journey when I quit vaping.
You quit for a day and a half and you're
No,
writing about it?
I quit for a couple years. When I'm old, I want to have something to show. Look what I did.
I don't know where the chip clip went. Oh, there it is. Hello.
The reason true stories never surface, people are afraid of judgment, and it doesn't match the fairy tale of society.
There's not much left, Sarah,
What?
of ice cream.
Yeah, both Jack and I already had some today. You could have the rest.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Hey, get away from that and stop being a dickhead. Thank you.
Well, do you think we should do the game? I thought we could just talk, but I'm not even thinking of anything we can talk about. What do you think, Miss Sarah?
I think.
Because
Stop it, you fucking fuck!
What is she doing?
She's biting the cord.
Why is she doing that?
I don't know, but she needs to learn that cords are off limits. She's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
I think it's because we're talking nicely and she's going
And
crazy.
she's like, okay. She's not going to yell at me right now.
Because
No,
she has
I will.
company over.
We can even put that on the
I don't
video.
think that's a good idea.
What? What?
I think we should just talk about fun stuff. Who cares about this?
We should what?
Talk about fun stuff.
Yeah.
So why are cats sacred, and why were they attacked and murdered for so many years?
Um, oh well, there was an incident where I think it was in England where they thought that cats were the cause of an epidemic, and they created that narrative. But the funny thing is they killed all the cats and then rats became an epidemic. Like people don't understand ecosystems. Like it's a common sense, logical thing. There was an incident one time where this doctor was like, I moved into my boyfriend's house and suddenly the plant just totally started dying. And she was attaching it to some kind of like spiritual thing.
Energy?
Yeah. And I was like, you moved in with your cat and your cat eats the lizards. And what do lizards eat? And she was like, oh.
I just keep making messes. What the fuck is wrong with me? Holy shit.
Jack's not allowed to eat on the couch.
I didn't have a problem. Today I have a problem. Holy shit. What the fuck?
That's inappropriate.
Well, also, the thing is he's not going to clean the couch. I'm going to clean the couch.
Yeah.
There. That's better. Should we switch places so that you're more comfortable?
Whatever you want. Yes.
Maybe you should talk about when you lived in the mountains. My dad said, Sarah used to live in the mountains.
Well, I
didn't know about this, Sarah.
Well, that's where I was quitting smoking. And I was actually, that page that I was on was when I was living in the mountains. It was in Canada I actually drove up alone and I just peed outside and
How long did you live in the mountains?
I lived up there for just a week, but I used to always camp all the time.
Which mountain?
It was in Vancouver, and I was overlooking. No, it wasn't in Vancouver. I was overlooking a cute little like resort town, and
What'd you eat?
I quit vaping. Oh, huh. I had my shake.
Okay.
And
did you go fishing or
no?
Did you eat bears and stuff?
No. I just.
What do they have up there? Cougars?
I didn't see any wildlife at all. It was a logging community, so it was there. A lot of it was stripped.
Okay.
And it was sad to me.
So you just had your shake and you just walked around and.
I when I drove from Mexico to Canada, in my Jeep, I just lived in my Jeep the whole time.
Which Jeep did you have?
I had a 98. It's like the best year. Grand Cherokee or Cherokee.
So you were in Vancouver for a week and you had a shake to eat. What'd you drink?
And probably I had gallons of water.
The shake is liquid too?
Yeah. But I also had lots of water. And
so you just walked around with them, or you just stayed in one spot?
I parked my Jeep in one spot and then hiked around. And I mean, that's what I was just reading. But that story I read was on that journey from Mexico to Canada. Well, the gas was a lot more expensive in California too. Excuse me. Hey. I'm talking to you. Yes. Like it's like a game to her now. I wonder what is a good solution to this.
We should call it "Put My Dad" and put him on speaker.
Okay.
And we can get his opinion
on how to get the kitty to stop chewing on a cord?
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
he'll have his home remedies.
Yeah, let's find out what
Okay.
he says.
I'm going to stop recording on my phone.
Most of that, like yeah, I don't even want any of that video of the story I read. It's so embarrassing.
We don't worry about
Don't you
it. Call
think?
Dad. Call Dad. Can it not hear me? Oh, there we go.
I love that picture.
Because we have our cool glasses.
Hello.
Hi, Dad. Sarah and I are talking, and her kitty.
Sarah and I are what?
We're talking.
What did you think that she said?
So, I was wondering if you knew any.
Start over. You just said Sarah and I are something, and I didn't catch it.
Talking?
Oh, talking. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So the cat keeps trying to chew on the cord, and we want some home. Like, how do you get a cat to stop chewing on a cord?
On cords.
Take and cut it in two, and take the two electrical things and touch the cat so it gets shocked, and then take some electrical tape and tape it back up together again.
I love you. Okay. Thank you. We shall try that. I don't know if that's
we're not gonna electrocute the cat. But I do whack her with the cord sometimes.
Any
if
other
she's chewing on
ideas?
it.
Any other ideas?
Diversionary. Get something else that the cat's interested in to get it away from that. That's another idea. Take the end of its tail and bend it a little bit until it yells.
Oh, it's already a Siamese.
That's another one.
Because Siamese have a little bend in their tails a lot of times.
I don't know. That's a good one. Sometimes mice will do stuff like that. You won't have any lights on in the house.
I don't know what she's fascinated with this cord, but I think she thinks it's a game now because my yelling at her.
Get another cord and put it there that's just apart, and see if you can't get her interested in something that's not going to make any difference.
But then that'll teach her that cords are okay.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Just get her away from the cord that you don't want her on.
She's just a brat. Just a kitten. That's the problem.
I just tried to send you a thing about cats, and I just now pushed it, and a bunch of dog stuff came up. I don't know why it won't bring up what you say. It's just so annoying. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 of them to make sure that the right one will come up,
Yeah, I usually, when I'm looking up information, I check 3 sources at least.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm still working on getting this cat thing to you because it was so annoying for the dog thing to come up, which is pretty good, but the cat thing was so much better. So I got to find it and send it to you again.
Okay. I don't know if his voice is going to be recorded.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. No, I bet so. If our voices are, it's capturing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but it's not like very close.
Should I put... Oh, I wonder if the third microphone will just connect as well. We have 4.
Okay.
Get your brother there and then ask him what to do because he's an expert at mics.
You're hilarious. I caught that. I caught that dad joke of yours.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm like,
I didn't catch it. What
He goes,
happened
you
here?
should get your brother there because he's an expert at mics.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because his name is Mike. Okay.
I don't know if we can have 3 connected or not.
Well, we'll try.
We'll try. We'll see if
So when I had my sisters, we had all of them. We were all talking at the same time. I didn't really have a lot to say because I had 4 women there, and I'd say something, and they'd go off for 5 minutes. It's kind of hard to get a word in edgewise because they're all women, but I was glad to have them.
Yeah.
How did that go?
How did the conversation? Sarah wants to know how the conversation went with your sisters.
Well, first of all, they told me that they were all online.
They were all what?
So they were all. It was a conference
Oh,
talk where
okay.
everybody was there, and so they were just talking about whatever they wanted. And if something came up, and I thought I wanted to share with them, I'd say, "Okay, I want to tell you something before I forget it," and they would listen. And I'd talk for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then let them go for another 5 minutes. And we did that for about an hour, and it was fun.
Okay.
Nice. It's always good to connect to your family. You know what's really hard for me?
What?
Whenever there's a bright light, I always want to look at it. And then I get the light burned into my thing, and then I've got all of these spots. I don't know why I have to look at it. Why do I do that?
Well, just when anybody talks to you about your pet, you tell them that's how you got it.
Yeah, I just kept looking at the sun. I couldn't stop. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I guess you heard about the pirate on Halloween.
What about the pirate on Halloween?
This kid knocks on the door and he's a pirate, and they said, "Where's your buccaneer?" He goes, "It's on my bucking head."
Oh,
You're hilarious.
I told you the broccoli story, didn't I?
I don't know. Did you? Tell me it again.
Well, at least I haven't told Sarah. If you heard it, I'll tell it all.
Okay.
Harrison Ford comes on talk show, and he goes, "There's a guy who's doing all the fruits and vegetables in the grocery store," and this lady comes up and says, "Where's your broccoli?" He goes, "We're fresh out. We've got some coming in tomorrow." A couple of minutes later, she comes back, "I can't find the broccoli." There's people, they just don't listen, And this was a perfect example. So very politely says, "I'm sorry, but we're fresh out of broccoli. We'll have some first thing in the morning." So he goes about his business, putting apples and everything. 5 minutes later, she comes and gets right in his face. "How come I can't find the broccoli?" And Harrison Ford goes, "Lady, would you do me a favor? Would you spell dog as in dogmatic?" He goes, D-O-G. Now spell cat in catastrophic. He goes, C-A-T. He goes, now spell fuck in broccoli. She goes, there is no fucking broccoli. That's what I've been trying to tell you, lady.
Sarah, you knocked
that was an accident.
It's
I
moved.
didn't do
You
that.
gotta-
I did not know. I didn't even know she was
that
there.
was hilarious, guys.
That was funny.
You gotta
And
move
when he told it, they bleeped out the F word every time.
Oh,
But you still knew what they were saying.
that's better.
It only worked with the F word,
It's kind of. That's better. Okay. You got any other funny jokes?
There's no fucking broccoli. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Now she knows where to get your attention.
What?
Yeah.
The
So I
little
accidentally scared the cat.
Lady Freckle Butter.
Yeah, I accidentally scared her, and then she knocked our camera because I didn't realize that she was even there, and I just tossed something over there to throw it into my purse, and she freaked out and knocked our camera right when you told the punchline. so so that was a little bit of a weirdness.
Should we move the camera closer to us?
I wrote this thing that you've heard, um, Rachel, but maybe Sarah hasn't heard it, so I'm going to tell her this. This is something I wrote a few years ago. It was so funny because I gave it to one of our salesmen, Press Publishing, and he got to the punchline, he dropped the page right on the floor because it had the F word in it. But it would only work with the F word. So anyway, so it goes like this. It said, men would not like it, but they can get along without being loved. And women sure as hell can get along without sex. And maybe that's why men and women are so fucking incompatible.
Okay.
You know what we were just talking about, actually, about men and women? Rachel said something very, very, I thought, enlightened. She's like, we find a guy and we think we can change him. And a guy finds us and they like us how we are, but we change.
Oh, yeah, that's
And they
good.
stay the same.
Yeah. And they
Yeah,
stay the
that's
same.
good.
So why do we like them if we want
Yeah,
to change them?
Yeah.
And why do we change when we're with them?
And they
Well,
don't change.
The bottom line is you don't really want to change them, but you've been fooling yourself into thinking so.
So then you make yourself
We
miserable
settle.
for no reason.
Yeah, because we settle for
No,
something
not
we don't
really.
really want.
Not really. It's just your personality. Women, it's just a psychological thing that they get turned on when a guy tells them no. But subconsciously, they don't really realize that. So when they're thinking they need to change them, they really don't want to, but they think they do because of that thing I just told you at the first.
But I think men get turned on when we tell them no.
Well, of course.
So are we just supposed to be rude to each other?
That's, they both work.
Okay.